I'm Saturday hauling for you guys today, and I'm going to go ahead and start off with a repurchase, and this is from Swanee Coco Natural Cosmetics, and I buy it from SocoGlam.com, so this would be my second and third tubes because I went ahead and bought 2 of them. I'm almost out of the tube that I'm using right now, and this is the Biopeptine Fermentation Peptine Eye Care Cream. It's kind of a mouthful. This is a Korean skincare brand, but this is more like an eye serum for me, and I just love the way that it makes my eyes look. So I use it underneath a heavier eye cream both morning and night, and I purchased 2 bottles so it would last me a while. So these are 20 milliliter tubes. And again, I use it like an eye serum. They do call it an eye care cream, but I do need something a little bit heavier in terms of hydration. But there's something about this cream that feels so nice going on that I just really enjoy using it as an eye serum underneath a heavier cream. So really enjoy this product. Again, it's a Korean skincare brand, Swanee Coco, and it's the Biopeptine Fermentation Peptine Eye Care Cream. Bit of a mouthful there, but it's this guy right here. Next up, I picked up this Juvia's Place, the Blushed Rose 6-pan eyeshadow palette from Ulta. It just looked like a really pretty color story, and I wanted to give their 6 pans another shot. I had purchased one a couple months back it was really neutral, and the formulation on that was just not that wonderful, and I wanted to give these another try. And I'm happy to say that I like the quality in this palette a lot better than the first one that I had tried. So this is a newer collection from Juvia's Place. This palette is made in the PRC, and there's a total of 0.47 ounces of product across 6 shades, so you're getting a really nice amount of product in here, and these are pretty affordable little 6-pan palettes. So this is the one that I got. There's another 6-pan story that's more like coppery oranges and stuff like that. This one's more berry-like. So you've got 2 pretty shimmer shades and then 4 mattes. For me, this one just isn't quite light enough to use for like highlighting under the brow and on the inner portion of my eye. So I do bring in Aether Pure Diamond Dust. And then I use this one and this one on the lid, and it's a really pretty shimmer that way. And the mattes blended out really nice as well. So happy to report that this one is nicer than the first 6-pan that I had tried like this. Some swatches here. So those are the first 4, and then these 2. So pretty nice little 6-pan right there. And again, that one is called the Blushed Rose palette from Juvia's Place. And then Ofra was doing a really good sale on their website, and I wanted to get Samantha March's latest collab highlighter called Dream Chaser. So I went ahead and I picked up this guy, and I got 2 other products because I love free shipping, and I was kind of interested in the little trio that I got anyway. So this here is a Samantha March collab. Samantha March is a YouTuber as well, and this is in the shade Dream Chaser. And this is actually the highlight that I have on my face today. It's got a really pretty kind of pink sheen to it. I'm going to go ahead and swatch it next to Pillow Talk too, because they're kind of similar. I have a little bit more highlighter on my face today than I originally intended because I tried a gel blush, which I'll show you, over set foundation, and it didn't go so well. So I was trying to buff out the patchiness with the highlighter, but I still think it looks, I'm all about like an overly done highlighter anyway, so I'm not mad about it, but it's a very pretty highlighter. Ofra does make some of my favorite highlighters. So this is the one in Dream Chaser right here. Here's Pillow Talk in the old packaging. I just want to show them next to each other. And then I'm also going to swatch it next to Star Island, which is one of my most worn. So in the swatches here, you can see that the Dream Chaser one is actually shinier than the Pillow Talk shade, but the undertones are kind of similar. But there's more shine in that guy. And then I'll swatch Star Island too, which I've got some serious pan on. This has got a more champagne undertone, but it's got the same amount of shine as the Dream Chaser. So Dream Chaser is a little bit more pink, and then the Star Island's got a little bit more champagne, and then Pillow Talk, same kind of pinky undertone, but Dream Chaser is shinier than Pillow Talk. And then I also purchased one of their midi palettes, and this is the Face It in the light version. There are 2 versions available, a lighter one and a darker one, so I went with the lighter one. This is the packaging right here. And I was hoping that these were magnetized in the packaging, but they're not. And since Ofra kind of has that freedom system where you can like build palettes and different things like that and magnetic palettes and stuff, I really wish that they would make their stuff magnetic, both the highlighters and stuff like this, so that we could utilize them with their kind of magnetic system that they have. But these are not magnetized and neither are the highlighters. So this guy here has got Key West, Star Island, and Isla Morada. So this is one of my favorite highlighters, that's Star Island. And then I've got this bronzer on my face today. It's got a bit of a shimmer to it. And then I put a little bit of the Key West shade in the very backs of my cheekbone just for a little bit of contour. And I think the bronzer is really pretty. It is a little bit warmer than something that I typically go for, but it looks nice. And this one here is very cool tone for a contour powder. And then I love Star Island, like I said, but I will swatch it again out of the palette, even though it's right there. We'll swatch it again. So this is the light version of the midi palette that they have come out with. Right there. I needed just a few more dollars to get free shipping, so I thought I would try out one of their lipsticks. So this is the Ofra lipstick in the shade Pink Lady. And this is the packaging. There's the packaging on the lipstick. It's a magnetic closure. It feels nice and substantial. And this here is kind of like a metallic pink nude. It reminded me when I put it on, you can see there's a different kind of lipstick on the end. I have to wipe that off. I had layered it with something. But this really reminds me of like a lipstick from way back when I was in college. So like a early 2000s style lipstick shade. It's really pretty. It gives me like nostalgic feels just the way that it looks. There was a Maybelline lipstick that I wore like crazy that used to be in red packaging, and that's kind of what this reminds me of. But we'll swatch it right here. It's a light kind of metallic nude pink shade. So that is the shade Pink Lady right there from Ofra. Next up, I placed an order on the KKW Beauty website, and I had tried so hard to resist this new collection, but I love a good camo green. So I did go ahead and get her new camo eyeshadow palette, and then I also got the highlighter. So this is the cardboard packaging, really kind of pretty cartons there. And then the highlighter is called Victory, and there's 0.26 ounces of product, and it is made in the USA, so a cardboard magnetic closure packaging. And this guy here is borderline light enough for me. In different lightings, it can show just a tiny bit of an undercast, but I can make it work. So if I kind of deepen up my foundation a little bit or have a lot of bronzer on, it looks really pretty like that. But it's a very smooth highlighter. Like, it's shiny, but like super, super smooth. I think you can even see on my hand there how smooth that looks. It's very, very smooth. Nice powder there. But see, like, it does have just a little bit of an undercast depending on the lighting on my skin tone. But it's very smooth. It's hard to kind of describe it because sometimes it looks like a champagne, and then like in direct light it looks brighter. So it's a little bit of a chameleon. When it's in direct lighting, it shows really beaming, and then when it's not, it looks a little bit deeper. So it's kind of interesting. But that is the highlighter in the shade Victory right there. And then here's the eyeshadow palette. There are 12 shades in here. There are 0.06 ounces per shade. There is a mirror in there as well. But a lot of product that you're getting, and these are also magnetized inside the palette, so I love that you can remove them. I just checked to see if the highlighter was magnetized, and it's not, but the eyeshadow palette is, and this is also made in the USA. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 shimmer shades, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mattes, and then this shade right here is kind of a light sequin shade. There are some really, really tiny sparkles in it, but for the most part, it's a matte eyeshadow. So this guy here isn't quite a standalone for me, but it looks beautiful paired with, I know you guys know the answer to this question. The Aether Beauty Pure Diamond Dust is what I use when I use this palette, because everything in here, there's not a highlight shade in here for me, neither matte or shimmer. So I bring in Aether Beauty, but I love the tones of this palette. It's so pretty. Very happy that I just went ahead and picked it up. And then these ones. And then these last 4 shades. Very pretty color story there. Really glad that I got this one. So that is the new KKW Beauty camo eyeshadow palette right there. Next up, I picked up the new ABH Norvina collection eyeshadow palette. So this is her 5th installment of these really large style palettes. So there are 25 deluxe sized high performance shades for professional grade artistry with maximum payoff. I just read that on the back of the box. And each shade is 0.063 ounces per shade. So you're just getting a massive amount of product in here. So I ordered this off of Sephora and it came broken twice. So if you can help it, try to go in the store and pick it up, because I think there are some really fragile eyeshadows inside of this palette. This guy here is made, I believe it's made in China. It says eyeshadows and pressed pigments are made in the PRC on the box packaging. So the actual packaging is a hard plastic, very pretty lilac purple packaging there. And then here are your 25 eyeshadows and a massive mirror in there. There is one pressed glitter in here, which I would have loved if it was just a shadow, but this one right here is your pressed glitter. And then there are some stunning shimmers in here. There are also quite a few mattes in here as well. And the pigmentation on this guy is really good. I created some super beautiful purple looks out of here. If you love purple eyeshadow, I think that you would like this guy. Yeah, just very, very pretty eyeshadow palette. And it is a standalone for me because of these 2 shades right there. So next, guys. Some of those mattes are like so soft to the touch. I always like to use the description of like baking flour because that's what they feel like. That's how soft they are. And then these next 4. Oh, they're so pretty. I love purple eyeshadow, so this is just right up my alley. I love all eyeshadow. Let's just put it that way. But I really love purple eyeshadow. And these next guys. Even this purple. You know how like matte purples are hard to do? Even this purple feels soft as flour. Very, very soft. Like none of these have a chalky feel to them. And then here is that pressed glitter. I guess they could have switched up, like, because this one's a little bit deeper, but these 2 shades, some of them are kind of similar in terms of those matte purples. There's quite a few similar matte purple tones in there. I am running out of room. But I mean, see, they're similar. If you really, really look at that D4 shade, that is kind of a sequin too, but it's very, very hard to see the sparkles in that one. But it's got a matte base. Gosh, these are so soft. I did get a little bit of fallout with this guy, like a little bit more than I would have liked, but they blended out and they built and they're pigmented. And then this last shade, I had to set that down. It's kind of heavy. Look at how pretty those are. So that is the new, officially ABH Norvina collection. I think this is volume 5. Yes, volume 5 Pro Pigment Palette right there. And then next up, one of you guys notified me on Instagram that the new MAC Botanic Panic collection was live on the Macy's website. So it actually hit Macy's before the MAC.com website. So I jumped at the opportunity because I didn't know how fast this would sell out. So I got one of the lipsticks. Again, this is the MAC Botanic Panic collection. And this is the matte lipstick in the shade La Di Dahlia. And you guys, the packaging on this collection, again, is so, so pretty. And this guy is made in, I believe these are made in Canada. Yep, made in Canada. So here is the lipstick packaging. So, so pretty. And again, I got the shade La Di Dahlia. And this is their matte lipstick formula. But this particular formula isn't that really drying matte lipstick formula. It's got a silicone type of a feel to it, so it's really comfortable on the lips, which is my preferred formulation if I'm going to wear a matte lipstick. But this is a little bit darker than it looked like in the pictures that I had seen, so when I wear this I'll probably mix in KKW lipstick from Charlotte Tilbury to kind of lighten it up into a pink shade. But I had to have one of the lipsticks. Again, the packaging is so pretty on this collection. So that is the La Di Dahlia matte lipstick right there. And then I had to have both of the cheek products. So here is the box packaging on these. And I thought because of the price, unless they just went up, these were $32, I think. And so I thought they were going to come in the larger compact because of the price tag on them. And they're not. They're in the smaller blush size compact. So there's a total of 0.14 ounces in both of these. And these are made in Italy, because they're Big Gelée, and everything that's Big Gelée is made in Italy. I'm just coming to that conclusion. So again, the box packaging, gonna be super hard to like throw those away. So this first one is the shade Fleur Sure Extra Dimension Skin Finish, and this is a highlighter shade. So here is the packaging on it. So, so pretty, right? So this here is light enough for my skin tone. It's a really pretty champagne shade. And it's got that, you know, Big Gelée glaze that I just love on the skin. So that is the shade Fleur Sure Extra Dimension Skin Finish. And then the other one is called Royal Flush, and this is also an extra dimension skin finish, or Big Gelée as I like to call them. So here is Royal Flush, and when I first saw this I was like, whoa, that's like super deep for my skin tone, but on a really wispy, airy type of a brush, it looked really pretty, like just a nice berry flush. It kind of gave a little bit of a sunburnt vibe, which I like anyway, but you can see even in the swatch that it doesn't quite look as dark on as it does inside of the pan. And then I'll just kind of blend some out here so you can see the blended out tone of it. So it's not quite as deep as it looks inside of the pan, and it looks really pretty on the skin. So that is the shade Royal Flush right there. And then I also got the eyeshadow palette times 12 in Botanic Panic. And again, the packaging on here, very pretty. There are 12 eyeshadows in here for a total of 0.6 ounces of product. Again, pretty decent amount of product that you're getting. 0.05 ounces per shade. And this guy is made in the USA. So here is the packaging. It is so pretty. I used this palette yesterday. There's a little sleeve on here. I'll read to you what the shades are called. You've got Aqua, which is a matte, Marigold Digger, which is a frost, Floral Agogo Frost, All Thorns No Rose matte, Surf USA Frost, Royal Woo matte, Picnic Panic Volux Pearl, Botanic Panic matte, Magnetic Field matte, Keep on Twinkling Luster, Jam Session Frost. That does not look like a frost to me. Magic Mushroom, which is a Volux Pearl. So those are the shades that are inside of there. And these to me, comparing them to older formulations from MAC's shadow palettes, feel really nice. They feel like a reformulated version. But with that being said, the look that I did turned out really pretty. The shadows were easy to work with and stuff like that. But they're nice shadows, but nothing in here just like has a punch to it. It isn't like, I don't know, they don't seem super special or anything like that. They're kind of toned down, especially for the way shadows are nowadays. These are a very toned down version of shadows, which they do have a place because not everybody likes to, you know, have intense in your face pigment and shine and stuff like that. So you can wear, you know, probably teals and greens and stuff a little bit easier with shadows like this than something that's really pigmented or really shiny and stuff like that. So again, the look turned out really pretty that I did. It was just there wasn't a real oomph factor to it, if that makes any sense. So let me go ahead and swatch them for you guys. So like, yeah, the matte shade, they do feel a little bit more stiff, like especially if I were to compare them in terms of like the softness on my fingertips compared to that ABH palette, but I had really good luck with using them. They blended out nice and stuff like that. And for a matte aqua like pastel shade, that's pretty good. So there's the top row. And then these middle shades. I think had there been like one like super shiny shade or something like that, it would have excited me a little bit more. And then these last four. But I think even in these swatches, you can kind of see that, you know, toned downness that I'm kind of talking about when you compare them to other shadows. So these are just really safe for me. But anyway, that's the Botanic Panic eyeshadow palette times 12 from MAC right there. So that's everything that I got in that I purchased this week. And then I got some really great PR stuff. Beautylish sent me over Wayne Goss's latest launch, which is a mascara. This guy comes out on Tuesday, the 29th at 10 Pacific time. And so what's so funny is I was so excited to try this mascara, right? I got it and I got it out of the box and everything, and I used it the other day. And I thought, well, the formulation itself is really, really rich and like a very black mascara. And I love the wand on it. It's one of those plastic bristle brushes, which I'll show it to you in a minute. And it's just, it looked really, really pretty on, and it separated them really well and everything like that, right? And I didn't read anything about it. Wayne didn't have his video up or nothing like that. And then when I went to wash my makeup off that night, it was really hard to get off. And I was like, geez, this is almost like a waterproof mascara. Well, Tara, if you would have even read the mascara tube, it is called the waterproof mascara. So that would be why it was hard to get off. It's a waterproof mascara. I didn't feel very smart when I noticed that on the packaging. So anyway, this is the Wayne Goss, the waterproof mascara, and it's black. There's 0.23 ounces of product in here, and this guy is made in Canada. So this is what it looks like right here. And I love the wand on this guy, but I like the way that it looked and everything, but I do not wear a waterproof mascara just because of, I don't like how hard I have to work to get it off. I lost a few eyelashes that day. So I save mascara like this for when I go to the lake, like I'll wear a waterproof mascara. So that's what's gonna happen with this guy, because I believe we're going to the lake on the 4th. So anyway, I love the wand. It's a smaller rubber bristle brush that is such a tongue twister. And it really separates your eyelashes and puts a fine coat on there. So when I used this, I used like 3 coats of it because it was fine and it was just separating out all of the eyelashes. So I'm just saying, I would like this in a non-waterproof version. But it is a nice waterproof mascara if you like waterproof mascaras. I know some people like to use them to hold a curl in their eyelashes. I don't curl my eyelashes. So that doesn't really make a difference, but I am going to get use out of this at the lake in the next week or so, and whenever I go down there. But just a little swatch so you guys can see just how rich of a black mascara that is. So that is the new the waterproof mascara. Again, I just couldn't believe that it actually said it on the packaging, the waterproof mascara, and I totally missed that. Anyway, big thank you to Wayne and Beautylish for sending me over this mascara right here. It's going to come in handy for sure over the 4th. This next PR package is kind of another full circle moment for me because it's from BareMinerals and I have been using their products for so long. I used to consistently wear one of their powder foundations for years and years, but I love to try their new powder products, their new concealers and stuff like that. And I actually had 2 shades of this powder sitting in my Ulta cart and I was waiting for the leader sale for like shampoo and conditioner to start, which starts tomorrow, the 27th, to place my Ulta order. So now I can go ahead and remove the powders because they sent it to me in PR. Again, a full circle moment for me. I'm just really excited about it. So they sent this kind of big circular disc in there and 3 shades of a total of 6 shades of powder. So the one's translucent, and then there are 5 toned shades, which I'll read about it to you guys in a minute, but there's 0.3 ounces of product in each one of these, and these are made in the USA. So this is what the box that it came in looks like, and I used the powder brush that also came in the box to set my foundation today. So this is a really soft plush synthetic and it's not overly round, so I did really enjoy it to set my foundation. This is the type of brush that I like to use to set foundation, and I actually used, because I hadn't used it in quite a while, the BareMinerals Bare Pro Performance Wear Liquid Foundation. I love this foundation. I used to talk about it a lot more, but then I got on the number 7 because the number 7 has more SPF. So this guy has got an SPF of 20, but I just like that reassurance in the back of my mind of wearing an SPF 50, but I've loved this foundation for a really long time. So I have got the shade Fawn 17 on my skin today, and it's such a pretty color match for me. And I used the Sheer Fair shade to set all over my face today, and I don't know, I just think that my skin looks really, really pretty. It looks beautiful with the foundation, and it looks beautiful with this powder all over it. And then I used the shade Translucent to set underneath my eyes, and I'm loving that as well, like super, super smooth. And I love the RCMA No Color Powder and also that new one from Ket. They have a really nice set, but sometimes, especially underneath my eyes, can be so dry that when I set that area, I do have a hard time getting highlighter to stick to that area. Today I didn't. So this has kind of got a hydrating factor, and I thought that because it has shea butter in it and stuff like that, that I wouldn't get that strong set underneath my eyes and the concealer would kind of migrate into my little eye rolls, but it has not. So I will keep you posted for sure, because this may be one of my favorite under eye setting powders. I just think it looks so good, and I do again have that drier under eye. So this guy does have I'll just read the back here. It says weightless powder sets makeup and helps extend wear while reducing oil and shine. Blurs the look of pores, lines, and imperfections, creating a flawless matte finish with no flashback in photos. I have not tried like a flash photo yet. So infused with vitamin E to help defend against environmental stressors, perfect for on the go. And in addition to these 3, there are 3 deeper skin tone shades than these ones right here. So it actually shows them in the lid of the PR box of the shades that are available. I wish that BareMinerals would make this exact powder with an SPF. That would just make my life. Here is the translucent version right here. So it is a white. I do have it underneath my eyes today to set concealer. It feels super nice. You can see on my hand there that it does got a little bit of a whiteness. I don't feel like it looked super light underneath my eyes when I set my concealer. So it must like kind of melt in. And then the shade that I have got all over my face for setting is Sheer Fair right here. That one almost looks a little bit lighter, like on my hand next to the translucent. Maybe I'll try this guy to set my under eyes tomorrow and see what it looks like. Probably add a little bit more brightness. So that's the Sheer Fair shade. And then here is the Sheer Light shade. So translucent, Sheer Fair, and Sheer Light. And those again are the original Mineral Veil pressed setting powders. I should read to you guys real quick here too what it says on the little leaflet that's inside the box. It says, a new pressed version of our cult favorite loose setting powder. This talc-free weightless veil sets and extends makeup wear while reducing the look of pores. Packaged in a convenient compact with a puff applicator, the versatile formula is perfect for easy touch-ups wherever you are. So yeah, there is a, I forgot to show you guys that. The compact lip lifts up and there is a little puff, one of these kind of little puffs underneath, and there's a mirror in there as well. So yeah, it is a good on-the-go type of product. And a huge thank you to BareMinerals for sending those over. I'm super, super excited about it. I think that powder looks really, really nice on my skin, both under eyes and all over the face. This next PR package is from Colourpop, and I was so excited to get this. I got it the day before it launched online. Otherwise, I was 100% sure going to order the eyeshadow palette. It looks so, so pretty, and that's actually what I have got on my eyes today, and it's a really, really stunning eyeshadow palette. I did have to bring in Aether Beauty Pure Diamond Dust because there isn't a highlight shade in the palette light enough for me, but otherwise that is the eyeshadow that I have on my eyes. The packaging on this collection just really does it for me. So it's the Lush in Paradise Tropic Like It's Hot collection. So there's like a toucan on there. Very cute. So this collection comes with 3 cream gel liners, again with this packaging. So cute. So these are the 3 liner shades. This first one is in the color Canopy, and I love shades of green like this. I will say I tried to put it on the waterline yesterday, and it didn't go on the waterline as nice as I would have liked it to. I was trying to make passes over, but this is a little bit drier of a pencil, so it goes on the actual skin easier than the waterline. But that is the shade Canopy. It just seems like the formula on that guy is a little bit drier than these other 2, which feel quite creamy. So this guy is the shade Aglow, and it's a shimmering lighter green shade right there. It's kind of like a pastel metallic green. So that's a, what did I say, Aglow? Yeah, Aglow right there. And then the other one is a golden yellow shade, and it's called Two Can Do It. Like two can do it. And again, it's a shimmering kind of metallic gold yellow right there. So that one is Two Can Do It. Yeah, and both of those shades are quite a bit more creamier than the matte one. Granted, matte products generally are a bit more dry in consistency, but I had more trouble than I would have liked putting that guy on the waterline. The collection also came with 3 cheek dews, and I have never tried this product up until today. And this is the Serum Blush right here, so 3 shades of this guy. So I tried to use the shade Hibiscus over a set foundation, and I should have known better because there's more fluidity in this blush as opposed to something like the Fenty blushes or something that's more pressed. Those go over a set foundation really nicely. This one's a little bit too liquid to do that with. So that's what I had ended up doing. It was kind of, I was trying to blend it out, and then it got a little patchy with the dryness of the set foundation, and then I was trying to buff it out with highlighter to fix it. So I actually ended up going over the blush with the BareMinerals bronzer. It's a, wait, is it called? Yeah, bronzer in the light or Kiss of Pink version. I love this blush. It's one of my most used current blushes, a beautiful blush for the summertime, spring, summer, all the time. It's really a pretty blush. But anyway, back to these cheek dews here. So I have got a bit of the hibiscus on my cheeks today with a load of highlighter and some of that bronzer blush from BareMinerals. So let's do, I'm going to put a dot of hibiscus, and then I'll put the other 2 down and then swatch them. And these are a squeeze tube style packaging. So we have got hibiscus, and then you've got starfruit, and then passion flower right there. So they are, again, a much more gel, fluid-like product, so I would recommend putting them over a non-set foundation. Let's give you guys a little swatch out of them here. So again, hibiscus, starfruit, and passion flower, and those are the cheek dews right there. And then in the collection there are 3 luxe glosses. again with this packaging. I really like this formulation from Colourpop. I've mentioned this before. It reminds me of an old school Revlon mineral lip gloss that I used to wear all the time. It has that same type of scent, so it was really nostalgic for me. But there are 3 of these guys right here, and I have got a little bit of the shade Orchid on my lips today with a older Fenty lipstick. I'll just tell you guys what it is. It's the Fenty Poutscicle in Sun Snatched. This guy, I think it came out last summer if I'm not mistaken. So I've got this lipstick on with a bit of the Luxe Gloss in Orchid right here, which is a pretty tangerine shade. So here is Orchid right there. Yeah, the smell of these just takes me back like 15 years. It's wild. And then we have got the shade Peace Lily, and this is the only one of the 3 that's got some like shimmers in it. So this is Peace Lily right here. Right there. And then the last shade is the shade Vanda, V-A-N-D-A. And this is a corally red color. If this collection doesn't scream summer, I just don't even know what does. I'm living for the way that my look came out today. It's so summery. So those are the Luxe glosses. And then lastly is the eyeshadow palette. This is the Lush Life Pressed Powder Palette. I love the packaging. I think this might be my go-to summer eyeshadow palette for real. Like I love it so much. So here is this guy. Super cute packaging. No mirror in this one. And there are 6 mattes and 6 shimmer shades. There are no super shocks and no glitters in this guy. And just a really good array with the blues and greens and then the warm brown shades in there. So again, this is what I got on my eyes today with Pure Diamond Dust from Aether. Because there isn't one quite... I guess I could have used that light shimmery yellow shade, but I like to ground it a little bit with something not as stark if I'm wearing a super bright like eyeshadow. But sometimes I just don't. Next time I use it, I think I might just try that shimmery yellow for the highlight and see how it turns out. Those are the first 4. And then these guys, and these are magnetized inside the palette too, so you can pull them out. All Colourpop products are made in the USA as well. Gosh, I just love this color story. I love it. Like warm browns and blues and greens for summer, who knew? And then this last row is all matte. The next time I use it, I'm going to put these 2 shades, those mattes in the crease, and then put the golds and stuff on the lid, kind of reverse use it. As the way compared to the way that I've done it today. Oh. So those are the swatches right there of the Lush Life eyeshadow palette from Colourpop. Oh, I love it. I love the packaging and I love the shades. And a huge thank you to Colourpop for sending over that collection. And then next up, Essence sent me a PR package, and it's a bunch of mascara. So they actually came out with a new Lash Princess mascara, and this is the Curl and Volume mascara. And I don't know how many times I've been told to try the Lash Princess mascara from Essence, and then when I went into Ulta, I bought the one that I thought people told me. I didn't know there were so many different versions of the mascara, and I remember it made my lashes look really nice, and my mom really enjoyed the mascara, but it smudged on my inner corner a little bit, so I ended up giving her my tube. Now I have worn this mascara and I didn't experience any smudging, so I hadn't been like out in like super heat or anything like that, but so far so good on this guy. It made my lashes volumized and it lengthened them and stuff like that, but I didn't get a whole lot of curl out of them. But I don't curl my lashes anyway, and I have the kind of eyelashes that grow like that. So I didn't notice a bunch of curl out of it, but the mascara itself did a nice job on my lashes. So they sent over this cute little PR box, and I use the Essence liner, the black liner. Is one of my favorite eyeliners I've ever used, the Super Precise with the brush applicator. I've gone through I don't know how many of those things. So it came in this package right here, and then there's a bottom drawer with a bunch of the Lash Princess mascaras. So Which one did you guys tell me to try? Was it the purple one, the blue one, the green one? I don't know. But the one that I purchased, I remember it wasn't the one that I was told to buy. I still don't know. I need to try these ones. Yeah, I'm going to try every single one and see how it goes. But I did enjoy using the Lash Princess new curl in volume 1. So a huge thank you to Essence for sending over their mascaras. And it does say on the packaging that the mascara is made in Luxembourg. And then lastly, Nomad Cosmetics sent me over their eyeshadow palette. I had hauled a bunch of their stuff some time back and they reached out to me, which really got me excited because I enjoy their eyeshadows a lot. So they sent me their latest shadow palette, and it's the Intense eyeshadow palette, and they're calling it the National Parks USA palette. So it's got all the little tags for the different national parks on the packaging, and then the colors on the back. And this guy has got 15 eyeshadows that are 0.05 ounces each, which is a nice amount of product that you're getting. And it is fabricated, it says manufactured at Nomad Labs in China. So here is the actual packaging. It's a cardboard style packaging, and then there is a mirror in there which looks like that. You can see all my background and stuff. And then here are your eyeshadows. I feel like there's something really special about some of their shimmer shades where it's got this like really beautiful sparkle to it, but also has a slight translucency, like skin-like translucency to it. It's very interesting. And each time that I use this palette, all the looks that I did came out with an earthy vibe, which makes sense considering it's the Natural Parks palette. But I did, the first time I used it, I just used the yellow in this guy for the inner corner and underneath the brow. And the other times I used it, again, I brought in Pure Diamond Dust from Aether. It's a brighter, lighter highlight that's not like, you know, it's more skin tone colored, so I can ground some of the brighter shades. But I really get along, again, with the Nomad Cosmetics formula. I think that they're really nice. And again, those shimmer shades, I don't know, they have like a glow to them that's really pretty. And there is a decent array of matte and shimmer shades in here. And I've ruined some of the embossing, but there's little embossings on some of the shadows as well. This whole center row is the like pretty sparkle shades. And then this guy, which is like, it's like a purpley pink brown. Very interesting color. Like, and even though there's like bright shades in there, there is something earthy about each one of them. So I find it to be really wearable because of that. And then these last two, and this color is so stunning. It's a copper with golden shimmer in it. Isn't that pretty? So that is the new Nomad Cosmetics America's Parks eyeshadow palette right there. And also a huge thank you to Nomad for sending that over. So pretty. And that is everything for my haul today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I will see you guys later. Bye.